What's up, everybody? Better late than never. Sorry about that. We had to fix the chat windows. Welcome, first of all, to a new episode of the TBS Couch. If you haven't seen it already, click the link to see what the product is going to be all about. Before I talk about the Unify Pro32, what the technology means, what it's all about, what the benefits and what all the fuss is all about, I just want to get two smaller products really out of the way real quick. One of them is the new TBS notch filter. For those of you flying with 1.2 gigahertz, IB Crazy helped us design this. So basically this screws between your receiver and your antenna. And it basically helps you reduce noise coming, or not noise, reduces or filters the noise to the video receiver. That's a really quick one. Second one, a little bit more importantly, the TBS Crossfire TX antenna. We modified it, made it look nicer, better signal quality, and more robust. So, you know, if you've had issues of it breaking before, this can't break anymore. We basically immortalized it, so you can now call it Immortal T. Officially, it's called the TBS Crossfire Stock TX Antenna version 2. And that's pretty much all she wrote for the smaller product announcements. Let me just bring up my notes here. For the UniFi Pro Nano 32, which we're going to be announcing today, it's part of it's part of a product line called the TBS UniFi Pro 32. 32 stands for 32-bit, so equally like BLHeli S to BLHeli 32, we are now going to be upgrading slowly and successively, yeah, one after the other, the UniFi Pro line of video transmitters. However, obviously we're not just going to be replacing, you know, there's not going to be just a 5 volt moving over to a 5 volt 32. That would be boring. HV to HV32, no, that's not going to happen. It's going to be a little bit more sophisticated than that. So what does 32-bit mean? 32-bit just basically means a more powerful processor, and what that allows us to do is, you know, some of the older things like temperature-based output power control, which, you know, it's just like a thermal protection circuit or a measure to make sure that the VTX runs at a certain temperature level over a certain power level. But these are like the basics, right? More advanced stuff is a channel to power ratio calibration. So that means each channel will output exactly the same power level across the entire band. And we do this during production. So each video transmitter is inserted into a test unit where it sets a specific power level, recalibrates that channel, and then moves on, and does so like until all the channels pass. So what that means is there's no more like, oh, channel 8 isn't working that well in this specific environment. Like we've been to races where certain channels were not performing as well as others, and that's pretty much down to power level fluctuations across different video transmitter manufacturers and units. So this thing, it doesn't matter which batch it's coming from, it doesn't matter which frequency you're setting it to, it's always going to have the same power output. Same as all the other video transmitters, you've got the one power button to select the video frequency, and in something along for the Unify Pro 32 that's really special is added CRSF support. So that means that these video transmitters, on top of speaking Smart Audio 2.1, which is a standard that we revised just a couple of weeks ago, they will be speaking CRSF. Now, CRSF, for those of you that aren't familiar, it's the Crossfire protocol. what does a video receiver have in common with a video transmitter? Well, one is we are always controlling and configuring these devices from our remote control, right? So right now you have the Lua script, which allows you to do smart audio over CRSF. This will now be natively supported in CRSF. The second thing that Crossfire users will be very happy with is firmware updates, OTA firmware updates. And that's actually, I don't know if all of you know this, but this is part of the CRSF standard, not part of the Crossfire bundle. So with the video transmitter now supporting CRSF, you can update your video transmitter through your Crossfire TX. And then what that means is obviously you don't have to open up your device anymore. If there's a new video transmitter update, firmware update, new cool features coming out, you basically just connect your Crossfire TX, power up your drone. It'll show you the Crossfire video receiver, the Unify Pro video receiver is detected, and you can update that right from your TBS Agent X. It's not supported yet, obviously, because we don't have a firmware update, but once the first firmware update for the Unify Pro32 drops, you will be able to do just that. And for the power levels, all of the Unify Pro32 will have at least 3 power levels, which means 25 milliwatts, 100 milliwatts, and 400 milliwatts. Yeah, you heard that right. The Nano is going to come in 25, 100, and 400 milliwatt power levels, and it's not going to increase in size. So that's pretty sweet as well. I will show you the video transmitter just in a second here. I just gotta walk through the notes. This is the first time I actually made some. The Nano 32 is a 5-volt power input video transmitter. It's basically a successor to our 5-volt Unify and to our UniFi Pro Nano. It allows 5-volt input. It basically also, it's a UFL socket, obviously. The Nano doesn't come with a pigtail. It comes with the linear whip antenna, so you have to order the pigtail separately if you're going to use it in a racing scenario. It has improved noise filtering built in. So this is a new circuit, and we had to protect that. I'm going to show you how we did that in a couple of seconds. And it's still going to work as a solder-on module. So we're already in discussions with White Noise FPV, obviously, to revise their Nano board to allow us to support this on a clean stack mount. Now, as for the size, let me just quickly switch to my product camera right here. Boom. So obviously I have huge hands, you know how it goes. But it's a pretty small unit, right? So hold out your hands. You'll be able to understand just how small it is. This here is a 300 milliamp Beta FPV battery, and here is the video transmitter. Linear whip antenna maybe on the side here, just to give you an idea about the size of it. And it has the surface mount pads, so through hole surface mount. It doesn't do the, because it's a 2-layer PCB or double-sided PCB or whatever you call it. So we had to go with through hole, but yeah. And this will allow much cleaner soldering through the for people using basically just cables, right? So the pads on the edge, these are your power pads, power button pads. One pad is also your CRSF TX pad. So if you guys open up the manual, the schematics are explained pretty well. And here you can already see the protective circuit that we've had. It also serves as a heat sink. So there's a little blob of epoxy glue in there. It serves as protection, heat sink, and copyright protection. So there we go. That's the UniFi Pro Nano. Now we've been flying this in the small beta FPV 75X quads and the Mobila or whatever they're called. Works absolutely fantastic. There is one video of us accidentally live streaming testing this thing, and we took it out to probably like a kilometer here in the city, which is like half a mile. It's not too much, but video is perfect. And compared to the 200 milliwatts on the other model that we had, it was just no comparison. Like, this is a true 400 milliwatt output. So who is this for? One, for tiny whoopers, obviously. It works perfect in brushed and brushless tiny whoops because it's so small. With the 400 milliwatts crossfire setup, this is really going to elevate your experience flying those micro brushless and micro brushed quads. That's the one. The second thing is the racers. So you may have noticed we launched the MMCX HV2 Race product, which was for racers using an MMCX connector. Pretty much all of the technology except for the 32-bit was from the Nano 32 is also in the HV Race 2. So for the racers who prefer UFL, this would be your ideal race-ready VTX, and it kind of already does a little bit of long range with your 400 milliwatt output power setting. So perfect for racers, perfect for micro quads, mini quads, whatever you want it. Yeah, and it's basically, I've been hinting at this a little bit. People were like complaining that we switched to MMCX on the big VTXs. It's a bigger connector. An MMCX connector here would pretty much double the size of the VTX. So this is why this here will come in UFL only. If you are not that size sensitive and you prefer MMCX, I would suggest the HV Race 2.0. 800 milliwatt capable is not going to happen had it's. I'm sorry. With this size, yeah, it's just not going to happen. I don't know. Let me see if we can have. Well, I only got the Nano Diversity here, which probably doesn't serve as a size reference, but it's pretty much the same size as the UniFi Pro UniFi Pro Nano. Let me see if I have one of these. Yeah, here we go. So this here is the MMCX VTX right next to it. An MMCX HV. Oh, it's kind of hard to move it. It's so small. All right, you can see here, this here is an MMCX connector. If we had to add that, it would be double in size. So yeah, it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, this is the VTX to get if you want small video transmitters, or if you want to get the UFL and get our newest technology. Yeah, it's tiny. I just see the messages popping up. It's really small. So it's, yeah, that's why that's why we had to go with UFL. And here's the antenna next to it. It's hard to convey how small it is over the internet. The selling price is $30. It will start shipping tomorrow. Most of the dealers will already have the pre-order up right now, and I think that's all she wrote for now. If you guys have any more questions, I'm going to stick around for another minute or two, and after that we will go back to work. Josh Moore is asking HV or 5 volt. It's obviously a 5 volt, not HV, but it does come with a protective circuit, so you can get away with running it off a 2S, but you're voiding the warranty. That's the little footnote. It's the same size, Wilhelm, as the existing Nano. Unfortunately, I don't have one here. I have one. Oh, I have the 5 volt here. This here is the 5 volt V3. As a size comparison. So it's pretty much the same size as the current Nano. Zachary's asking, is there a balun in the new TX antenna? I can't discuss that. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to find out yourself and keep it to yourself. Can it be used off of a 5-volt rail on ESC? Okay, Thomas, it should be possible. You have to try it. It really depends on your setup, how clean the power level is, whether the filter can cope with the noise frequency that is in there. Ben is asking, why don't you make a tiny brushless capable with crossfire receiver? There is an existing Beta FPV 75X. Just ask your dealers. It comes with the crossfire receiver as a BNF option. So just ask them. We kind of want to specialize on the crossfire, and yeah, Beta FPV is doing a great job, and they reached out to us whether they can make a BNF, and we were happy to oblige. Andy is asking, how about the heat? Well, the heat is obviously going to be, it's going to be hot, right? We're on 400 milliwatts, but it does have a heat sink built in, plus all Unify Pro32 come with heat or thermal regulators built in. So it's going to reduce the output power before it burns itself. This is why we can even further increase the output power on these video transmitters. Ronald Smith, can retailers break map on old VTX? No, they cannot. We are going to change the map on the old Nano though. So wait for the message on that. We will need another day or so to update you guys on the price, and obviously we will compensate dealers for the price change. Dennis, yeah, they have to contact us if they want to do a VTX with a Beta FPV VTX. A Beta FPV with our VTX inside. We're obviously open to that. Trappy's proud of his new baby. It's not ours, or it's not mine. I'm just a face, all right. I'm standing in front of a bunch of very great, awesome engineers. A big team of awesome engineers that have helped us realize this product. What about the butt plug? Well, the butt plug was the antenna. Ben, yes, it's available right now on our website. So here you go. I guess it's visible, right? This thing here, everybody mistook that for a butt plug. This is the Crossfire TX 2.0 antenna. Let me hold it up here. Looks like this. Dennis, no, you cannot get a discount, sorry. That's the way of the game. We got to make new stuff, we got to make money too. Mike Chin, yeah, I'm sorry about that. We'll have to work. Have to work with some vendors. People are asking about 2.4 gigahertz video transmitters. I don't want to speak about new products. Yes, obviously, I announced that at the start. So there are more products coming in the Unify Pro32 line, right? So this is the first announcement inside the Unify Pro32 line. And again, real quick, going down the bullet list, it will be CRSF capable with over-the-air firmware updates. It will have thermal regulation and power to channel compensation for each channel. And it's going to be, well, firmware upgradable, obviously, and it will have more features coming down the line. Yeah, so Joe, I think I answered that question already. Mike Chin, give an example of some type of firmware features you could add via firmware. Well, one of the things that we were thinking of doing is like closer integration with Crossfire. So basically, if you are in a certain power level on your video transmitter, the LED on the Crossfire changes, and that will just ease the simplify it for race directors and prevent cheating. Jacob, yeah, obviously the website's going to be slow. There's a lot of people watching these streams, and there's a lot of people going online right now and ordering. So is it really down? Is it already down? Well, people are like freaking out right now, I think. Yep, seems to be down. Slow down, guys. Slow down. Take it easy. All right. Agent X for Mac, is it fixed yet? Yes. So we do have a fix for it right now, which is available. Just open up your agent and it will update itself. It's not completely fixed. You will have to double update if you bricked your Crossfire TX. Andy, sorry, that's never going to happen. And the R9 is not a cheaper version of the Crossfire. David, you're welcome. All right, guys. Well, it looks like the website is down, so I'm going to stop promoting stuff. There are, as Reese Evans, I think, right? Reese Evans said all of the dealers will have the website up, and you will be able to order from them in the future. I guess that's it for now. Thank you very much for joining us. As always, the latest product updates and announcements, they are in the TBS Lounge. So if you haven't, or if you aren't part of the TBS Lounge Facebook group yet, clickety-clack on the top of your Facebook, type in Team Black Sheep Lounge, send us a join request, and we will approve it. We are obviously always talking about the newest and greatest stuff there, and we are happy also to help out if you have any questions or problems or concerns or feedback about TBS products. Yeah, thank you for joining the live stream. Share it out to your friends in about half an hour or so when the website is back up so that they can see the latest and greatest from TBS. And as always, enjoy FPV, fly a lot, and if you guys are joining us in Las Vegas, there is the DRL tryouts early February in the Luxor eGames Center. DRL was kind enough to invite me and a couple of other celebrities from the FPV world, so if you guys want to hang out, check us out there. It's going to be a party. All right, have a good one, guys. Enjoy. Bye-bye.